Hello guys, Blader Dasher back, and today, in this video, I'm going to be making a competitive combo out of pretty much all the Beyblades. Not all of them, but most of them. But right before we get started, please hit that like button and subscribe. Click the notification bell if you want to see my next video come up. And tell me down in the comments down below if I should do this again or not. But other than that, let's start. First, we're going to separate the parts. Alright, I separated all the parts. So we'll start off with the layers. Achilles, even though it has a really cool gimmick with its blades to stop it from bursting, um, uh, it might not be competitive up against like GT stuff, so we won't be using this. Whoops. Um, and Valtryek. It has the same gimmick, but it's really hard to get the blade out, and the teeth are loose. So we won't be using that either. And the last Chozy layer is Perfect Phoenix. And the reason why I'm not going to use this is because there's not a lot of good stamina type combos that could be good with Phoenix, so we won't use that either. So now we're down to the last three layers. We'll start with Lord Spriggan. We're going to make, since we have more good attack type combos, we'll do that. Spriggan's more like for opposite spin stamina, so we won't be using this sadly. And now we're on to Judgment Joker, which we're going to be using the layer and weight. So the reason why we're not using the chip is because it has really loose teeth. So we're not going to be using that. So that's part of the combo. And now we're on Command Dragon. So if you haven't seen my last video with the unboxing yesterday, you should watch it, and I'll have a link down in the description below. But the part that we're getting is the chip. The reason why we're not using the layer is because when you put a chip in it, the teeth are really loose. So we're not going to be using that. Alright, so we're done with the layers. So the layer combo is Judgment Dragon. And now we'll move on to the discs. We'll start with the one disc. If I'm wrong, tell me down in the comments, but we're not going to be using this because it's really light. And it originally came on Achilles, but it does get pounced around a lot and doesn't have a lot of stamina, so we're not going to be using this. Zenith, even though it's a little heavier, it has the same problem. It's really light, and it does get pounced around a lot as well. So we won't be using that. And this originally came from Perfect Phoenix. It's 8 in proof. The reason why we're not using this is this disc is also really light, but the frame is really good for stamina. But we're still not going to use it because this gets pounced around a lot as well. And now we'll do Zero Glaive, which we're not going to be using this because it's not really that heavy compared to GT stuff, so we won't be using this. Now we're down to Vanguard and Around. So we'll start off with Vanguard. The reason why we're not using this is because it's more like for stamina type combos like with Rise and Bearing. And also the reason why is if we put it on an attack type combo, it'll scrape a lot. So we won't be using this. So we'll be using Around because it's really good at stamina, doesn't scrape on the stadium a lot, plus it's pretty heavy. So we'll be using that. And now we're on the drivers. We'll start off with Fusion. The reason why we're not using Fusion, even though it's a fun driver, it's actually kind of garbage. It's not really good. It doesn't have really good life after death and stamina, so we won't be using that. And Absorb, even though it's a stamina type driver, it doesn't have a lot of attack power in it. And this is more like a stamina type tip, so we won't be using that. And we're not going to be using Friction because even though it has decent amount of defense, it doesn't really focus on stamina. And now we're down to our last attack type tips. And also all these tips aren't attack type tips as well. We'll start off with Ultimate Reboot. Even though it's a really fun driver, it isn't that good, but it is fun. So we're not going to be using this. So we're on to Destroy Dash and Quick Dash. So we're not going to be using Destroy Dash is because they made the springs a little tighter, but not much. So it's really loose and it'll burst a lot. So we won't be using Destroy Dash. So we'll be using Quick Dash because it's fast around the stadium, it has really good attack power, and the springs are really tight. So together, it's Judgment Dragon around Quick Dash, and if this starts to burst a lot, we'll be using the Spriggan chip to make it tighter. But we'll do some test battles, see if it can win a lot of battles. But yeah, we'll be at the stadium right about now. Alright, I'm back with my stadium and with Judgment Dragon. So all these Beyblades right here are all Pro Series parts. It's just that I took some parts off the Beyblades, so the parts might be mixed up. So you might see different performance with them. And some of them are stock combos, but I'll tell you if they're stock or not. But we'll start off with the defense type, Perfect Phoenix, and this is stock form. So let's start the first battle. There's Phoenix. There's Judgment Dragon. And it's going to be a 2-point match as well. And the first point goes to Phoenix. It took 1 click from that battle. So we're going to move on to the second battle. I think this might be a Beyblade that Dragon might struggle with. Even though Dragon has good attack power, doesn't really have the stamina. Yeah. Phoenix won again, so that's the first loss of the combo. Which is no surprise because this isn't really good at stamina. So we'll do Valtryek now. So it's stock form as well. So let's start. Alright, the first one goes to Dragon. So far not bursting, so that's good. And Valtryek lost the first battle, but maybe it can make a comeback. Ooh. Yet the rubber helped it stay in the stadium. That's another thing too. Since there's rubber on the tip, it has really good grip on the stadium. So that's another win. So that's a win for the combo. So So now we're gonna move on to Achilles, and I think this one might do the worst, and you'll probably see why. And it's probably the lightest out of every single one. Even stock form. But let's see how hard it's gonna hit. But Achilles does have more life after death, but Dragon has more attack potential. So Dragon takes the first win. And by the way, the burst stoppers came out, and Achilles took one click as well. So let's do the second battle. That's why I said it was probably the lightest out of all. And so far still not bursting. Probably because Pro Series has tighter teeth than Takatomi. But that's another win for the combo. So now we're going to move over to Lord Spryzen. Now this isn't stock. The only thing that's different is it has Vanguard on it. So it might scrape more than usual. But we'll see. And we'll do one battle with left and one battle with right, depending on which order we go in. Looks like we're starting off with right spin. There's Spriggan and Dragon. Ooh, that's not good for Dragon. But it did hit hard. And Spriggan took no clicks. So that's a point for right spin. But now, let's see how it does against left spin Spriggan. If it wins this round, then I'll put it back in right spin to determine the winner. There's Spriggan in left spin. Dragon's coming in hot. Kind of. And the winner is going to be, I think that was Dragon, just by a little spin. But if I was wrong, tell me down in the comments. But we'll actually do one more in left spin. Because that was almost a tie. So we'll see what happens. Alright, let's see what happens now. Very fast. So it's a tie, it's tied up. So we're gonna see who's actually the winner. And I think that was a tie. But if Iran and Dragon got the win, tell me down in the comments. But I'll just call that a tie. And that was a tie game, so that's pretty cool. And now we're on Command Joker. Since the Dragon chip isn't there and it's not stock combo, we're just going to have it in this. And the clicks are really loose, so I bet this is not going to last long. Wow. Alright. This one just likes to self-KO. that was a fair win. So Dragon gets the first point. And Joker didn't move. That's surprising. But I think there's going to be a twist in this battle. Or not. Alright. Dragon takes it. So Dragon won against all of them, got a tie against Spriggan, and lost against Phoenix. And if you wanted to know, Joker didn't take a click. So, alright, that'll wrap up this video. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Click the notification bell if you want to see my next video come up. And tell me down in the comments down below what battles, mods, or combos I should do next. But other than that, Blader Dasher